Welcome to Compliance Awareness Training. Compliance Awareness Training. The purpose of this training is to raise your awareness and increase your knowledge of institutional and individual compliance obligations. As we progress through the slides, there will be brief pauses to allow you to review the information. Please note, at the completion of this training, you will be asked 10 questions. You must score 70% or higher to successfully complete the training. Compliance Awareness Training Learning Objectives. Define and explain how institutional compliance assists each institution achieve its mission. Know your compliance obligations as an employee. Know how to report suspected misconduct. Understand confidentiality as it pertains to reports and investigations. Know that you are protected against retaliation. Institutional compliance. It promotes a culture of adherence to federal and state laws, regulations, and policy. It builds compliance consciousness into daily activities and operations. It supports the coordination, management, and monitoring of adherence to federal and state laws. Individual compliance encourages individual adherence to laws, regulations, and policies. It encourages individuals to conduct themselves in the highest standards of ethics, honesty, and integrity at all times. Compliance and ethics policies. Each institution's program is created to assist the organization in the prevention and detection of violations of law, UNT system regulations, and institutional policies, and to enable reporting of suspected misconduct. The Office of Institutional Compliance provides advice and training related to ethics and standards of conduct. It advises employees on compliance-related matters and investigates suspected compliance violations. It maintains a system that allows for anonymous reporting of suspected misconduct. There are several compliance and ethic program policies. At this time, I will pause to allow you to review the program policies. Employee responsibilities. Employee responsibilities and expectations are to conduct system and campus business with high ethics standards and integrity, follow federal and state laws, UNT system regulations, and institutional policies, report suspected misconduct, cooperate and be truthful in all compliance investigations. At this time, we'll pause to allow you to review the information. Supervisor and manager responsibilities. Supervisors and managers are expected to inform subordinates of federal and state laws, UNT system regulations, and institutional policies that relate to their unit's operation and employees' responsibilities. Ensure subordinates receive training necessary to comply with the applicable laws and policies. Report compliance violations to the appropriate office. Refrain from engaging in conduct that could be perceived as retaliation against an employee who reported suspected misconduct or policy violations. At this time, we will pause to allow you to review the information. Moving on to reporting. Good faith reporting of suspected misconduct. Each employee is encouraged to report suspected misconduct up the chain of command or to the Office of Institutional Compliance when they have a good faith belief that a violation of law or policy has occurred. Contact the Office of Institutional Compliance for advice or clarification when you are not sure whether an act or an omission is a violation of UNT system or institutional policy. Voluntary self-reporting. Employees are encouraged to voluntarily report misconduct or other compliance failures for which they may be personally responsible. Please note, employees who self-report do not avoid responsibility for their action, but self-reporting may mitigate any disciplinary action that may be imposed. False reporting, a serious matter. False reporting is knowingly reporting misconduct that did not occur or knowingly accusing a person who did not engage in the reported misconduct, action, or decision. Intentionally making a false report or providing false information in the course of compliance investigation or noncompliance is a serious matter that can result in disciplinary action, including termination. Internal reporting options. Employees may report suspected violations of law or policy to an official at UNT System Administration, UNT, or UNT Dallas. Employees can report the issue through their chain of command, contact the Office of Institutional Compliance, or use the anonymous online reporting system. Employees are not required to report suspected misconduct to the individual they believe has engaged or is engaging in suspected misconduct. Reporting to the Institutional Compliance Office. Internal reporting options. Employees may report suspected violation of law or policy directly to the Office of Institutional Compliance. At this time, we will pause to allow you to review the different ways that you can report. External reporting options. Employees may also report suspected misconduct to external officers or organizations such as the following: state and federal law enforcement departments, State Auditor's Office, Texas Office of the Attorney General, National Institute of Health's Office of the Attorney General. What is retaliation? Retaliation is any adverse action taken against an employee because he or she filed a complaint, participated in a compliance investigation, or sought guidance or advice from the Office of Institutional Compliance. An employee who believes they have been retaliated against for reporting misconduct should seek the advice of the Office of Institutional Compliance. Protection against retaliation. Employees who report suspected misconduct or who participate in a compliance investigation or seek guidance or advice from the Office of Institutional Compliance are protected against retaliation. At this time, we will pause to allow you to review the information on the slide. This concludes our compliance awareness training. At this time, we will review some key points mentioned in the presentation. Institutional compliance promotes a culture that builds compliance consciousness into daily activities and operations. The Institutional Compliance and Ethics Program was created to assist employees and the organization to uphold the law, policy, and to report suspected misconduct. Supervisors and managers are expected to refrain from engaging in conduct that could be interpreted as retaliation against an employee who reported suspected misconduct or policy violations. At this time, we will pause to allow you to review the information. Employees are expected to participate in institutional compliance training annually. Employees may report suspected misconduct anonymously by using the online hotline. An individual knowingly making a false report of misconduct is subject to disciplinary action, including termination. Employees are encouraged to inform their supervisor or manager of suspected misconduct, but are not required to report the misconduct to a person they believe is engaged in the misconduct. Employees may report suspected misconduct to external officers and organizations. Employees who report suspected compliance failures in good faith are protected against retaliation. For questions or concerns pertaining to this training or to report suspected misconduct, please contact the Office of Institutional Compliance. At this time, I will pause to allow you to review the information. Congratulations! You have completed the first step in the compliance awareness training. The next step is to take the exam. A score of 70% or higher is required to earn a certificate of completion. At this time, we will pause to allow you to review the instructions. Additional information. If you score below 70%, you will need to retake the exam. To retake the exam, please review the information on the screen. At this time, we will pause to allow you to review the information. This is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your time.